We've met with unions who represent teachers as well as state employees. Their suggestion has been to find more money, find more revenues, about $2 billion a year they've identified. And of course, if we were able to pass laws that created an extra $2 billion in revenues, there's a lot of other folks that would say, well, rather than give it to public employees and pensions, why don't we spend it on human services? Why don't we spend it on increasing the school aid formula? Why don't we increase it on perhaps higher education, which is also an answer. The answer is the bill that I'm sponsoring is the bill I want to pass.
It doesn't deal with real debt.
So what we're trying to get out of a very difficult situation.
And if I ran my finances like the state runs theirs, I would be bankrupt. You're not a government.
Well, the state almost is. So
All right.
So my point is. Well, but my point is that the shift is the one thing that would pass constitutional muster for sure out of all these proposals. The one thing that I would like to add to what Senator Cullerton and Representative Williams just said is I have sat in the chair of the Human Services Appropriations Committee for 14 years. $15 billion of state spending for senior citizens, people living with mental illness, people living with disabilities, veterans, the Illinois Department of Public Health, the poorest people who depend on us for help have been the people who've been paying the most out of services being cut in Illinois. Last year, we cut $1.8 billion out of Medicaid. We removed adult dental services. We had to cut services to families whose children live on respirators. I'm trying to tell you, what I'm telling you is that the only way we stop cutting essential services in this state is if we resolve this problem with pensions.
I'm Scott Davis. I'm the 44th Ward Republican Committeeman. I thought that there were some tough questions today from a variety of constituents about the public sector pension issue and the debt downgrade. I think Senator Cullerton made some news with his bill that he's going to be introducing, giving folks a choice on whether they want to stick with the COLA or some other kind of choice. It's a little complex. I don't know specifically if that's going to get it done as far as our borrowing, limiting our borrowing costs, but there will be a bill, and it'll happen soon. I think the interesting news that he made today is that due to the concealed carry decision, he was going to be combining concealed carry provision in an assault weapons ban, and so I think that was news today. So I think this is news that conservatives will react to throughout the states, and we'll have to see on the pension issue. Yesterday being S&P's downgrade of our debt to the lowest rating in the country of all 50 states.
Well, one of the goals for having the event today was just to really listen to our constituents, see what's on their mind. But I have to tell you, it wasn't a surprise because much of what we heard today, we hear from constituents via email and phone all the time, and that's their concern about issues such as pensions, issues about public safety and guns, and the issues about the environment. We're kind of the big three today. And I think on the pension front, today's events kind of illustrated how challenging it is to address this issue. We're really stuck with a series of not just tough choices, but bad choices. And it certainly doesn't feel like anything is a win-win. We have a lot of challenges, and it's an uphill battle to get the state in a fiscally sustainable place. Getting the pensions in the fiscally sustainable position is a top priority, and I think the people that came today. It's invaluable to hear from the constituents on this. I've invited and continue to invite constituents to reach out by email with suggestions in language for legislation that might work for them on whatever issue it is, whether it's pension, fracking, everything. I'm really open and hoping to hear from people on what solutions they might suggest.